Hi guys, welcome back to my channel and welcome to another book video. So let's get right into it. Alright guys, I'm so sorry that I'm posting this late. My birthday was actually February 1st and reading wrap up for January was the day before. So I didn't get an opportunity to film this video, but in case you're still interested, first on the list is Terry McMillan's Waiting to Excel. This is actually a movie. If you have seen the movie and you love the movie, I recommend reading the book. Okay, so let me say this. Let me tippy toe into this. I was shocked that a lot of the things that happened in the book that I felt were important or mattered because the relationships were different in the book were kind of glazed over or not included in the movie. I think that the mental state of the women in this book, their goals, as well as their attitudes towards each other didn't age well. So they had to make changes for certain characters to make these women likable, okay? So if you have a favorite character in the movie, be prepared to be side-eyeing them in the book, okay? That's all I'm gonna say. But there are definitely relationships that were much bigger and smaller than what they were portrayed in the movie. I do still highly recommend reading the book just because of those differences. Again, it reminded me why I like the movie so much. It's also very interesting just to get like this bird's eye view into what it was to be an adult in the 90s. You know, like to be... in this book, they're like ranges age of like 38 to like early 40s. In the movie, their age range is like, I want to say late 20s to like mid 30s. So they did age them down in the movie. I ended up giving this book a 4-star just because it was very nostalgic for me. I can say be prepared, just like the movie. The writing is different in that it's mostly inner monologue. There's not a ton of dialogue. If you know the movie, it's a lot of them talking to themselves. There is first person inner monologue for Savannah and Robin, similar to the movie, but then for Bernadette and Gloria, it's different. This is just a compliment, though, to the change in times. Terry McMillan is a very big author. Her books have been turned into movies and she is upheld as an amazing writer, and that's fine, and I love that for her. But because I read a lot of independent Black authors, I am just blown away at how well they write. I'm not saying that she doesn't write well. I'm just saying the level and complexity of other books that I have read by other Black authors. I cannot believe they don't have major motion pictures. I cannot believe they are not critically acclaimed, because baby, okay? But yeah, I gave this a 4-star, like I said, for nostalgic. I definitely recommend reading it if you like the movie. It's a lot of details in here that are not in the movie. There are some things that should have been cut out in this book that they did cut out in the movie, though. All in all, if you're okay with the story, you can go ahead and you can skip this one. The Audible is a no-go. The Audible is abridged. It is basically 2 hours long, and it is basically only reading you the scene. The author reads the scenes to you from the movie. Monotoned. Just straight through. So it's a definitely no on that Audible. That somebody should have explained to Miss McMillan what the purpose of the audio is, because I'd rather have Alexa read the whole book to me than what ever that Audible was supposed to be, respectively. Okay, respectfully. Okay, so we're gonna move on to this sticky right here that still has the bookmark in it. Ooh, let's put that there. Okay. I mean, I rated this 5 stars. Was there ever a question? For those who have read this book, did you ever even think that it wasn't going to be 5 stars? Like, I picked it up and I already knew that it was going to be 5 stars, okay? So I'm not just blowing smoke up your hoo-ha. I wouldn't do that. Let me tell you why it's 5 stars. First of all, the author does an amazing job, okay? This whole scenario, basically what this book is about is that Dream she comes from a wealthy family. They have a family business and she is basically like the big dog CEO. She keeps everything smooth and running. She's like the handler. She's the mouthpiece. She gets it done, okay? Her brother, not so much. Brother decides to go off and marry a chick that is supposed to be married off to somebody else to help her father's business. And the guy and her father is like this big, brutal, I'll shank you type, okay? And in hindsight, he's going to kill him. Like, you married my daughter. I don't even know about you. I don't know who you are. She's supposed to be marrying this dude over here so we can get our money up.
Playing with my money is like playing with my emotions.
And here you come and marry her behind my back. You disrespecting me. Okay, stop playing with me, Smokey. So Dream steps in, has a meeting, and she's like, look, we need to dead all that. Can't kill my brother. Like, what's up? You know, you want some business services, what you need. And he's like, I'm feeling like it's a daughter for a daughter. I'm feeling like it's a daughter for a daughter at this point, right? He's married, but he got a crazy half brother who everybody's scared of. And he's like, that's who you finna hang with for a month. So there are lots of ups and downs. There are 4 POVs. It's her, Demon, who she is given to, and then there's her sister, and then there's another guy named Smoke. I have to say, I love me some Smoke. Okay, he was given all the vibes. I will say that this was like, every page was needed. There was no filler stories. There was no filler dialogue. It is very well written, in my opinion, and the plot is moving forward. Although this is in a short span of time, this incident that it happens in, the author does an amazing job of selling you the love story and selling you the romance, and it doesn't feel like insta-love. It doesn't feel like, what girl, how you feeling, Hammer? Boy, why you like her? It doesn't feel like that. You can very much see the progression of the feelings as you go along, which is something that I love to see. You can see the character development. You can see all of that. You can literally picture the scenes. You can picture the fights, the arguments, the houses. She's very descriptive. And what is it about books and these funny table scenes? It was a table scene in this book that took me smooth out. Literally brought tears to my eyes. I was laughing so hard. Child, if you want to make me laugh, just put in a good table scene with a good read. It's going to get me every time. So yeah, this one was a 5-star book for me. I highly recommend this book. It does have a beautiful new cover, but I like this cover. If you know anything about urban fiction is very famous for these types of covers with the bright wording, the people on the covers. This is like a staple in urban fiction cover design. So I love the newer covers, but I do love having these staple type covers. So very happy with the copy that I got, but they do have a beautiful redesigned new cover. I'll post it here. Again, this is in Kindle Unlimited, so if you don't want to carry around a big thick book, Kindle Unlimited, meaning it's free if you have a Kindle membership, which is a Kindle Unlimited membership, which is $11 a month, and you can read unlimited. You can pull 20 books into your Kindle, your phone, your iPad, whatever at a time, up to 7 devices. So Kindle Unlimited is definitely worth the money. If you don't have Kindle Unlimited and you read a lot, child, the money you will save if you're not obsessed with physical books like me. But that's enough of my ranting and raving on this. The spice was spicing. Okay, so the next book that I read, I don't have the physical copy of. Can you believe it? Your girl actually used the library for this book as well as for the Audible. Who ain't financially responsible? Okay. This book was about a woman who gets a random call that her daughter has been kidnapped. And the woman tells her, look, I don't want to have to, but I will murk her. Okay, you have to go and kidnap another kid and you have to hold them for ransom. By the way, I'm gonna need $25,000. Get me my money or I'm gonna have to kill your daughter because they have my son. And I don't get my son back until you pay your money and kidnap him. So it's called The Chain for that reason, because this goes on and on and on, and there's an organization that is in charge in doing all of this. So you kind of follow along with the character while she's navigating, like, do I really want to be a part of kidnapping a kid and taking a kid from their parent? But do I want to risk the fact that they could potentially kill my child? And so as she goes through this, she is also in the midst of a divorce. She's also sick. It's like a lot of outside factors going through, but homegirl is pushing through. She's trying to figure this out. Imagine Taken, but with a woman and younger kids, but there's like a twist. Okay, so now I did guess the twist before the end. So for me, this was more suspense than it was a thriller, because I kind of had an inkling, I kind of had a feeling the whole time what was going on. So again, more a suspense to me, but still, all in all, a very good book. It was a quick read to me. The Audible was good as well. Let's see. I am okay with thrillers having a little bit of romance in them, as long as they don't dwell on the romance, because at the end of the day, I want to know what's happening, what's going on, get to the getting. I don't care about Becky like in Paul. I don't care about Paul like in Becky. I don't care about any of that. Okay, and I can say that The Chain does that. It gets to the getting. It doesn't harp too much on like the romance aspect. Okay, I don't need romance in my thriller. Sorry, I'm a romance girly, but not when it comes to my thrillers. Okay. So I gave this book a 3.7. Again, I couldn't really give it the full 4 because I guessed a lot of what was going on. But then again, I read a good amount of thrillers. Like we have a whole thriller section. So, but again, it was still good. It kept my interest. It really did. So yeah, definitely recommend that read. 3.7. Okay. So the next book that I read, Hired Love. This is from the Love After series by Alexandria House. As you can see, this is a little thin, a little quick read. 197 pages, but the font's pretty big. Ooh, bless me. This cover is everything, but it's been changed. The cover is changed. You'll see it if you get the Audible or if you get the ebook, but I'm happy that I have this one. But anyways, this book is about a fashion blogger. She goes to this festival, which is very much given like Leimert Park Taste of Soul mixed with Coachella, and it's in Virginia, and she lives in Texas. So she goes, she's having fun, she's vibing out. Then she's trying to contact her boyfriend, and it's not happening. Boyfriend's not answering. Come to find out, homeboy been creeping while your girl was sleeping. Okay, so she's upset. I'm not gonna tell you the details of what he did because you need to read that for yourself. But she meets this guy and she has fun with him. They have a little fling. She goes back home, but she can't stop thinking about him. And then there are instances, things that come up, opportunities for her. It's very well written, in my opinion, because to be this small, you get so much character development. Like, you know who these people are. You know what they would say. You know how they would react in such a short time frame. So I enjoyed this book. I loved every minute of it. It gave Black excellence. It gave, like I said, Takes the Soul, a Mert Park jazz festival. Like it gave summer vibes. It gave everything you needed it to give. Okay, I'm not gonna spoil it for you, but their careers also made the book. It was very interesting. Very interesting. Okay, so yeah, that's all I'm gonna say. Recommend this book to you. I gave it 5 stars. I gave this book 5 stars, and the spice level on this one is pretty freaking spicy. I'm gonna go ahead and give it a solid 4 out of 5 chili peppers. Okay, and in January I said that I was going to squeeze in Feelings for You because the Audible was scheduled to come out January 28th, which was going to give me 3-ish days to read the book, which I felt was plenty of time because I always burn through this author's books pretty quickly. I did want to do an immersive read with this, and unfortunately, due to the Los Angeles fires, this book was actually recorded in Los Angeles, and it was affected by the fires, so it's been delayed. It's not gone. It's just been delayed. It is scheduled to come out February 11th, and based on everything that I've seen and heard in the reviews, it is well worth the wait. So that is the only reason why I didn't get to this book, is because, again, I'm standing firm in that I want to do an immersive read with this book. So stay tuned, okay? And then I also said, if I can, I will get to It Ends With Us. And guess what? I got to it. So It Ends With Us is basically about a girl who just recently graduated from college. She moves to Boston. She meets this guy. They have a very tumultuous relationship. There are things from her past that affect the relationship, things from his past that affects their relationship. He is abusive, and she's navigating her way through this relationship because she's trying to figure out, like, okay, is this just a one-time thing, or is this really like a problem? Okay, so this book is by Colleen Hoover. It is like critically acclaimed. You probably have heard everything in your mama about this book because of the huge lawsuit over the filming of the movie with Justin Baldori and Blake Lively. So yeah, I hurried up and read this because it was so much drama. I felt like they were going to pull the movie, and I wanted to compare the book to the movie. If you've seen the movie, there are significant differences in the book. They did age up the characters. Colleen Hoover said it was due particularly to the fact that at the time that she wrote this book, she did not know that a 23-year-old would not be a neurosurgeon, and she felt like if she had to age him up, she also had to age up the female character, which is why in the movies they were significantly older. I feel like they changed certain things in the movie that kind of didn't make sense if you read the book. It was like it was kind of needed. It was kind of the foundation of one of the incidents. Like one of the major incidents that happened was based on something, and they took that out of the book. So I wasn't understanding. And then there were some parts that were very serious and very deep that were made comical in the movie. And I think the perspective of Lily changed. Her perspective in this book was more so like, I'm standing 10 toes down. I may be young, but I'm not dumb. In the movie, it was more so like, I'm grown and I'm a bit naive, which is crazy because she's so much younger in the book, but appeared to have more common sense, more logic about her. So yeah, I rated this book a 4. It kept my attention the whole time. That's why I had to give it a 4, and I was thinking about it after I read. So I'm like, yes, I saw things writing-wise that I did not care for or that I felt weren't needed, but because I consistently read it and I was thinking about it after I read it, I felt that it deserved a 4. So yeah, definitely check out the book. The movie is available on, I think I watched it on Netflix. It was included with mine. I don't know. some people said it was gonna cost, I don't know, it was included with mine. But yeah, so I do have to say there's a sequel to this book called It Starts With Us. I will not be going on to that book. I feel like I'm okay with the ending of this book. I don't need to explore anything beyond that. So comment down below if you have read It Starts With Us and if it's worth reading. But I mean, it's pretty safe to say with everything that's going on with Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni, there will not be a sequel to that movie. Okay? We're lucky if that movie even stays on streaming platforms at this point, okay? The movie is literally evidence for the lawsuit. And those of you who know. So those are all the books that I said I was gonna read. But guess what? Your girl got an extra one in and I had no choice because the internet bullied me. The TikTok algorithm kept showing me or trying to show me spoilers. So I said, I have to hurry up and read this book because if I don't, I'm going to know everything about it before I even open my eyes and open the pages and look at it. All I have to say is...
Rebecca! Rebecca! You cannot hide from me, Rebecca!
Rebecca Yarros. Rebecca Yarros. What was you doing and why did you do it? What was you doing and why did you do it? Okay? Yeah, one part of this book, I closed the book, did the prayer hands, and said, Rebecca, it's on site. It's on site, but then I said, you know what, Amber? It's fine. It'll be okay, because she ain't finna do that to you. She ain't finna do that. She ain't finna do that. She did it. But it's fine, you know. If you can invoke that kind of emotion out of me, then that means it's a good book, right? With that being said, this book is the third book in the Empyrean series. First book being Fourth Wing, second book being Iron Flame, this one being Onyx Storm. I cannot tell you what this book is about because if you haven't read the other two, it will spoil it for you. Just know that the SHIT hits the fan. That's what this book is about, okay? Everything that you thought about in the other book, it hit the fan in this one, okay? Now, outside of that, I want a dragon. I want a dragon. And that's a sentence I never thought I would ever utter. But as I was reading this book, I said, I want a dragon. Like, is there a list? Can we make that happen? We create and we make all this innovative stuff. Can I get a dragon? Because my life would be so much better if I had a dragon. It's like, you piss me off, I don't even gotta say nothing. My dragon can sense it. He already telling me what to say. The dragons in here be reading people for filth. Okay? Reading people for filth. And I love every minute of it. I love Andarna. If you don't know who Andarna is, and baby, you got to catch up. But I love me some Andarna. And I love this book. It is the best one in the series. And I read from my deluxe, it's covered. Oh, this is my Target one. This is my regular one. Yeah. It was that deep. I gave that book 4.7 stars, okay? I'm just gonna say, the main male character in this book was never bae for me. But he's giving in this book. So there's that. There are a lot of fight scenes in this book. Like war action scenes. And the Audible's going to be your friend. Because it is very hard to picture. I dashed to my left. I went to my right. When reading. And maybe it's just me. It could just be my brain. Rebecca could not get the full 5 stars from me. Because child, some of her descriptions were literally disturbing and distracting. And this is not a spoiler, but she said the dragon roared so loud that her teeth rattled in her mouth. What in the gingivitis? And now I'm sitting up here picturing your teeth rattling in your mouth. And I didn't miss everything that happened after the dragon roared. I had to go back. And even when I went back, I'm still like, your teeth was rattling? my heart smashed back into my spine, you should be dead. It was so distracting to me. Maybe because I'm a literal person. Yeah, I was confusion. Okay, and I also couldn't give that 5-star because she does this thing of introducing a lot of people, and you try to remember these people and remember these names. Only to later find out that they don't matter. So one thing I can recommend to you is don't even bother trying to remember a person or their name, because this takes place in a school setting. So I think she mentions random people's names just because she wants it to sound like there's a lot of people and not just these core people. But yeah, it was like, I mean,
Teresa, Monica, Sharon, Nikki, Lisa, Veronica, Karen, Vicky. Cookies. Well, I met her in the ice cream parlor. Tanya, Diane, Lori, and Carla.
Rebecca, please.
3 Kim, Latoya, Tina.
Rebecca, please. All right, guys, so that is the end of this video. That is everything that I read in January. Make sure to comment down below if you plan to read any of these books. If you've read any of these books, comment down below what you think. And let's see what I read next. Bye.
That's how we follow. That's how we follow. That's how we follow. That's how we follow.